Good evening. This is Eric with His&Hers Hobbies with this real brief snippet. Alright, as I discussed in the preview video for the VUC, I have to open the doors. Well, open the side door here, take off the back doors, and cut the body off. Cut the back portion of the body here off. Now the first thing I want to do before I do that, and I wanted to share with you for this snippet, is I have to prescribe or pre-situate the doors. Now the way I'm picturing this in my head, I've already spent roughly 2 hours trying to clean up seam lines and whatnot here, mold lines. But what I'm picturing in my head is I'm actually going to use just one door. I'm going to manufacture a new back and use just one of the back doors for the door leading into the bed of the truck. I'm sorry, VUC. I'm also going to remove the side door here. Completely remove it. It's supposed to be a sliding door for the Econoline E150. But I'm going to cut it down. Once I have it removed, I'm going to cut it down so and add hinges so it's kind of would be an opening door. I'm sorry, it would be a hinge door, not a sliding door. But I'm going to show you real quick how I go about doing this. Now, when it comes time to cut the body, I may use my Dremel cutting tool to cut that off. But this here is a more precise job. I can't just jump right into it with the Dremel cutting tool. So I've got one of my older X-Acto blades here, and I'm going to show you how I do this. This takes time and patience, but just to prescribe here, starting here, because as you can see, this here is an angled spot. So this here's our first straight line here. We're going to use the back of the tip of the blade, and we're going to very slowly and very carefully pull across. And you see that little bit of plastic coming off? What you're going to do is do this repeatedly. Just keep slowly coming across, pulling that plastic. You're doing it in some really thin layers until eventually you get it deep enough. I don't know how well you can see this, but if you look here, you can actually see a better line. You're going to keep doing this. I don't know how well you can see this, but you see how this line here is a little bit brighter than these lines. You keep doing that cutting motion until you're almost completely through. And then you get up here. In this case, this here is a sliding door. So I'm going to find the edge of the door, and I'm going to very carefully and very slowly pull across right under this lip. I guess this would be the rain guard. When on the actual vehicle, this here would be like the rain guard. Rain would flow off the roof and go into here and down the side. Well, now you're going to use your blade, and you're going to come down in here and try and get in just under that lip where the door seam is. And you're going to very carefully and slowly pull it across. You're removing those bits of plastic, and you're doing it slowly and carefully so as not to, most importantly, damage yourself. But of course you don't want to damage the model. I've already done some work here getting around these hinges. I don't know how well you can see it, but the hinges themselves don't have any mold lines, so I have to do it individually. So I'm trying to get in here and get these bits as each cut progressively getting deeper as possible, or as deep as possible, and doing the same thing up with these doors. And I'm doing both doors in one shot all at once. Then once I have both doors off, then I will slowly go through and cut down the center line and get to where it's just the one door. But I'm pre-scoring this so that this will be a lot easier job later on. But I'm trying to maintain vehicle integrity long enough to hold until I cut. Now I'm pulling the measurement. I don't know if you can see where I've measured here. My pencil mark. I'm going right about here for my cut is what I'm thinking, because I want as much space in here as possible. But once we have this cleaned up, once we have that cut off and have the back of the roof here brought back to where it should be here, then we'll worry about doing shaping the corners and everything here, and then where the bed will line up. But basically we're going to do get rid of the wheel flares or the fender flares here and add plasticard in here and make it just one solid piece. But anyway, I digress. This is a focus on opening doors. Now if you're wanting to do in your own model and just at least open the doors, which you can do, sometimes a kit will have something like a sunroof or something, and the inside will be pre-scored, and you would do the same thing as you're doing with the doors. But the key is to come in with your X-Acto blade or your scribing tool, and you just slowly and very carefully come along and cut each line shallower and shallower. As you can see, this is already starting to go through, or I'm sorry, as you can see, it's starting to go through right here a little bit already. That's all it is doing that little bits at a time until eventually you've got the whole door ready to come out. And then it just takes a little bit of cleanup, sanding and all of that, and then you're good to go. So this has been a door opening tip with Eric and His&Hers Hobby Headquarters. Like, subscribe, share this video, comment if you have any comments, and head on over to Facebook and follow us over there for pictures and updates. Have a good day.